Hey everyone, Troy Sage here, and this is my first live stream I'm doing here on YouTube, so I thought I'd give it a shot. I'm talking about, been thinking a lot today, working with buyers and sellers in Texas, and buyers and sellers in California and Arizona, where I have 3 offices, blah, blah, blah. More so, what's most important is we're talking about the marketing, what's happening. The market is starting to pivot. It's starting to shift. And for some people, they're really, really, really nervous about this because if they're selling, they're trying to hit the peak of the market. And if they're buying, they're trying not to hit at the peak of the market when with interest rates going up and things going on, they're nervous. For some of the buyers, the interest rate increase has taken some of the buyers out of the buying public. They just don't have the money to do it, and they just can't buy. The inflation factor of what's happening in real estate, like gas, like everything else that's gone on, they just simply can't buy, and that's really sad for people looking to buy a home right now. On a side note with that, since this is live, I'm just gonna kind of spitball and throw stuff out there. I've been in the business a long time. So even with interest rates in the 5%, even if they go to 6%, it's still not that bad. It's just, unfortunately, we have been spoiled with these really low rates. So it's a new world and it's a new real estate market. So my question is, it's pivoting. The market is pivoting. And are you ready as a buyer or seller to make that move? Are you prepared as a seller to try to time the market, or do you really need to sell your home? Meaning this, I work with investors and they're just trying to time the market. They're trying to get the market time to where they are selling at peak time. Like anyone else, anything that you're trying to sell, you want to get the most amount of money for the product in which you're selling. So as an investor, look at your portfolio. Is it now time to sell that home that you've had for 7, 8, 9, 10 years, or 3, 4 years, maybe, depending on what your game plan is as an investor? Is it time to sell, cash out, 1031, because you've got some time to hold on to that money before you get into another property, see what's going to happen? So is it time to cash out and cash out on that investment? Or is it time to buy more properties because of the fact that there's such scarcity that rents are going up across the country? If it's owner occupied property, if you own and live in the property, is it time to sell? Well, when's the best time to sell? Normally when you need to sell and you need to move. Meaning this, is your family growing? Are you a move up buyer? We call it in the business. Do you need a bigger home? Are you an empty nester? All the kids have gone off to college, or they're out of the house. Is it time to sell that big home, cash in, and buy a smaller property? That is the best time to buy and sell. It's very, very, very difficult to just try to time the market as an owner occupant. Even as an investor, it's really hard to time the market. I think that's a huge misconception of trying to just time something. With the market pivoting and shifting, it's always good to speak with a licensed professional that understands what's going on in the market right now. And then you make the best decision for you and your investment, whether you're an investor and have multiple properties or your own personal home. You have to figure out what's best for you. Nothing drives me more crazy than real estate professionals pushing the narrative that, hey, the sky is falling and it's time to sell your home. Listen, real estate is the one and only investment that I've ever invested in and that I'm aware of that is tangible. You spend money on it and you get to use it. You create memories. You can upgrade your property. You can turn it into investment. I mean, it's really one of the safest investments in which you ever make in your lifetime, because you get to use it. You don't get to use stock. I own stock. I don't get to use it. I have a certificate, but I don't have control of it. I can't use it. So when is the best time to sell? Well, when it suits your needs, like I said, a move up buyer, an empty nester, someone that has lost their job, and is maybe struggling to make their mortgage payments. You don't want to lose out on the equity in which you've generated. So speaking of the pivoting market, what do we think is going to happen here? Well, due to the supply and demand issue that we've had, not only in new construction with actual physical supplies to build a home and labor shortages, just the fact that there aren't that many homes available on the market for buyers to buy, I don't feel that the market is going to tank. But we are seeing an adjustment. We're seeing it start to pivot a little bit. Right? We're seeing it start to pivot. We're seeing homes sit on the market a little bit longer. So sellers, don't panic over this. It's not time to panic when it takes 2 or 3 weeks to actually get your home sold. In a normal market, your home would be on the market for about 30 to 45 days. That'd be a standard market, a normal market with a little bit better balance of supply and demand. For buyers, you've just got to be really aggressive still right now, but not as aggressive as you had to 3 to 6 months ago. So at this point in time, since we're seeing this pivot, my question is, are you prepared for this pivot? Have you thought through your entire process, what you're doing with your investment? Have you thought through the investment? Is it now truly time to sell, or is it time to hold on and buckle down to see what's going to happen? For a buyer, are you prepared for increased rents? Because they're coming. If you haven't seen them already, they're coming. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to in just the past 6 months where whether they're an apartment or they're renting a single family residence, and whether it's corporate owned or individually owned, rents are going up. So as a renter, are you prepared for these rents to increase again when your lease is up? You need to look at your numbers and what your ultimate goal is. Are you paying this much money right now a month, and it's going to go up even higher? And when it does, and your mortgage payment would be the same or less, or even just a little bit more, is it worth it to you to invest in real estate to then capitalize on that equity when you do see the equity in the future? Even if the market tanks, even if what happens, the same thing happened in 2007 and 8, where the market started dipping, then in 2008, it just really tanked. The market came back. It took about 7.5, 8 years before we saw the market come back. So anyone that bought at the peak in 2007, around 2013, maybe almost 2014, you were back to breaking even. Here's the beauty. You got to live in the property, right? You made your mortgage payments. There was all kinds of stuff that happened. Loan mods were in place. Short sales were in place if you had to really dump the property because you couldn't make the payments anymore. I don't believe that's going to happen again. It could, but I don't believe it's going to happen. It's going to shift. It's going to pivot. So you have to be prepared. So if there's any real estate agents watching this video, this live stream, then I want you to ask yourself this: are you prepared for the pivot, or are you just out putting out posts all over the internet that, hey, I just sold a home for $10,000 above list price, $20,000, whatever the price was above list price. Just listed, just sold. Are you prepared to truly educate your demographic about what's happening? Because real estate is local. Frisco, Texas is different than Temecula, California. Temecula, California is different from Surprise, Arizona. And I mentioned those 3 states because those are the 3 states that I have teams in. Those are the 3 states that I work, and those are the 3 biggest cities that I work. So each one is different. Are you prepared as an agent to be able to speak eloquently and educated about what's going on in those particular markets? If you're not prepared for that, I would highly, highly encourage you to dig in and learn what's going on in the local market there. And truly, if you're an agent, please stop advertising. I just listed a property. I just sold a property, and I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread because I got more than asking price for it. Unless you're in an extremely depressed area, and there aren't many, there are some in the country, there aren't many super depressed areas, you're going to get list price or more unless you just grossly overprice the property. So in speaking directly with real estate agents, I want you to look at your business plan. As a business owner, what are you providing as service to your demographic? Are you educating them? Are you able to truly find the people and help the people more than find, but help the people looking to buy and sell real estate. If you are prepared for that, then kudos to you. You're doing a great job. If not, then I want you to look at that. I want you to really look at how you're being of service to the general public. That's about all I had. I just wanted to talk for a few minutes. And truly, I just wanted to try out the YouTube Live because I haven't done a YouTube Live yet. This is my first one. I've done lives on other platforms, but this is my first one on YouTube, so I thought I'd give it a shot. It's actually very, very, very cool. I'm looking forward to doing more. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. If you're watching this after the live stream, I'll ask you, hey, subscribe, click the bell for alerts. Let me keep you updated on what's happening in the market as a consumer and as a real estate agent. I'd love to talk to you directly about what's going on in your market, see if I can't help you build your business. Again, click subscribe, hit the alert so you're alerted every time I upload something and anytime that I am live. And I'll be updating every week. There's going to be new things every single week. So stay tuned for more stuff that's coming, not just for real estate for buyers and sellers, but for real estate agents. And it's late. I just thought I'd give this a shot. It's late. I'm getting tired. And I think that's all I have for now. So until next time, my friends, make it a great day.